Make sure to stay tuned after the episode for a quick update on the information we talk about.
The following podcast is for mature listeners. Although looked at in a light-hearted manner, some content may be graphic and gruesome. Also, due to the host's complete lack of maturity, those easily offended will probably be offended. Hold on to your butts.
Diablo?
The video game Diablo?
Yeah.
Yo, I fucks heavy with Diablo.
So, they just came out. This game's been out for a while. It's called Path of Exile. Have you heard of it?
I have not.
Well, it just came out on PlayStation. It's completely free, and it's like a spiritual successor to Diablo 2.
Okay.
It's like Diablo for people who didn't think Diablo was hard enough. It's fucking dope, and it's 100% free. So if you're looking for something to check out on the PlayStation,
all right,
that might be up your alley, especially if you like Diablo.
Path of Exile?
Path of Exile. It is Diablo. It's a Diablo game.
Yeah.
It's just not made by the people that make Diablo.
So it's
not
a
Blizzard.
Diablo rip, but it's better.
It's I don't know about better. It's just as good, but different, and like way more hardcore.
Ooh, I like things that are hardcore.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's good.
All right, I can fuck with that.
Okay, so let's, I guess, get into the episode. Now, this is something that it's in the news right now, but you're gonna have to roll with me for this, because at first it's not gonna seem like an episode we normally do, but it's gonna get there, and it's actually we may be killed just for talking about this stuff.
Is this like a They Live type of thing? Are we talking about government conspiracy? It's a cover up. It's an inside. I just
need you to be on board, man.
Dude, I'm always on board. I'm always down.
All right, listen. Have you ever heard of a man by the name of Alfredo Darrington Bowman?
No, but that's a fucking name right there.
All right, well, most people don't know that name. Most people know him by his alias, which is Dr. Sebi. Have you heard of Dr. Sebi?
That sounds familiar.
All right, keep going with me here. So Dr. Sebi was he's a dude from Honduras. He's a Honduran herbalist who, when he was a kid, he learned about herbal and holistic medicine from his grandmother.
Okay. Oh, so he's kind of, yeah, okay, I get it. Not like a witch doctor, but just kind of like...
kind of a witch doctor, you know what I mean? Holistic medicine, they're all kind of witch doctors,
yeah,
right?
But it's kind of kooky, but my man's not jumping around with a weird tribal mask on, trying to put deer's blood on you to cure AIDS. Right?
Well, it's funny you should say that.
Whoa!
Dr. Sebi eventually made his way to the United States.
Okay.
All right? So when he gets to the United States, he's not actually a doctor. Dr. Sebi is just this nickname that he got. He moves to New York and he starts practicing this holistic medicine.
Okay.
Like privately out of his house. And
sounds legit.
Well, I mean, by all accounts, he did cure AIDS.
What?
Yeah, so this guy he starts treating people for HIV and AIDS and gets so good at it and becomes so popular that he ends up taking out an ad in different magazines claiming that he's cured AIDS and you can come see him. Let me see. I'm trying to...
Now, all right, quick sidebar here. What time frame are we talking? Are we talking this is present day?
This is in the 80s that he starts saying that he cured AIDS, I believe.
So, I apologize if I'm jumping to conclusions here, but this sounds like the guy that was treating Andy Kaufman.
I think it's the same type of guy. I don't know that this was the guy that was treating.
Okay, because that's why I asked. I was because this sounds like the guy who was treating Andy Kaufman for cancer, And he literally, all he did was just kind of like act like he pulled like a piece of chicken fat out of his stomach, and he's like, "Oh, you're cured," and Andy Kaufman dies at home.
Yeah, that was that was a little different. So this is like
what type of magazine is my man putting ads in to be like, "Oh, I can cure AIDS"?
He put it in. Shit, man, I'm trying to find it. I had it here where he.
Is it in like High Times?
Yeah, he put it in High Times. No, let's see. Anyway, I'll find it here eventually. But what he did is he put people on this vegan diet, taking like certain supplements and herbs and.
This is how I know it's bullshit, because vegans are bullshit.
Yeah, right. Well, he called it an African bioelectric cell food therapy, and he said that it could be used to cure arthritis, asthma, cancer, AIDS, diabetes, sickle cell, anemia, epilepsy, herpes, heart and vital organ dysfunctions.
Okay.
Leukemia, mental disorder, obesity, tumors, and a variety of female and male problems.
Female and male.
Now,
are we talking like libido?
Possibly.
Man, you got
possibly.
that soft wiener? Come get some of this.
Yeah, come to Dr. Sebi.
Dr. Sebi can make that dick real hard.
I'm gonna find this. I'm gonna find it. I had it here somewhere.
Dead air.
We're gonna have to edit this part out. I'm trying to find.
Dead air.
I can't.
Air.
I should have got all the articles pulled up before we started.
It's okay. Dr. Sebi. Is it Sebi? Like Sebi or Sevi?
No, don't you start looking it up, because then you're gonna find some stuff that we're gonna get to later.
Oh well, god damn it! No, I didn't see anything. I was just trying to pronounce the motherfucker's name.
Okay, here we go. I got it. All right. Okay, we're back.
All right, and we're back.
All right, sorry about that. And we're back. I'm gonna have to figure out where to splice that in. So
you'll figure it out.
The magazine, I found it here. The magazine he took the ad out in. It was called Amsterdam News.
All right, so
maybe that is maybe that is some marijuana high time
stuff.
Yeah. So he takes. So it was the Amsterdam News, the Village Voice, and the New York Post. He took out ads in all of these saying that AIDS had been.
That's pretty. All right, so that actually reaches out to people. Okay.
Yeah, so this is in 1988. He puts these ads out, and the ad basically says AIDS has been cured. Come fuck with me. I will heal your shit.
It's me. It's your boy.
It's your boy Sebi. And well, here's the problem, Jake. Here's the problem with all of this. Number one, you can't put an ad out saying that you cured AIDS if you're A, not a doctor, and B, have not cured AIDS.
How do we know this though?
How do we know what? That you're not allowed to do that?
That he's all of the above. How do we know he's not a doctor, and how do we know he hasn't cured AIDS?
Well, in America, he is not legally a doctor. He has not achieved the certain qualifications you need to be considered a doctor.
The rank of doctor.
Here's the biggest issue with all of this, right? So Sebi puts this ad out. He ends up getting arrested and taken to court by the state attorney general for New York City. And the New York City Department of Consumer Affairs. They take him to court. They make him remove his ads. And basically they say what I just said. You can't fucking say you cured AIDS if you haven't cured AIDS. Now, things start getting weird here because...
zombie outbreak.
Well, it's true that you can't say that you've done these things when you haven't done these things. But Jake, what if you have done these things?
That's what I'm saying. Who knows that he hasn't done it?
Well, I'll tell you who doesn't care whether you have or haven't done it. I'll tell you who doesn't give a fuck.
Magic Johnson.
They just don't want you putting your hand in their pot.
That's the government. Holy shit.
That is big pharmaceutical.
That's big pharma, yeah, dude. Because they want to know. They want the cut. They want the cash.
Exactly. He's taken to court, and Jake, during these proceedings, Dr. Sebi reportedly provides 70 patients he has treated and cured of AIDS, and wins the case.
Holy fucking shit, dude.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of this before?
No.
Yeah, me either. Isn't that fucking crazy that a dude was taken to court because he had not, because he claimed he could cure AIDS, wasn't even a doctor, and then was able to beat that case by providing 70 patients he had cured of AIDS.
If it was like 2 or 3 people, it'd be like, all right, buddy, like this is all smoke and mirrors. 70 fucking people. I'm sure he had a variety of people, like men, women, probably younger, older, and shit like that. Were there?
Yeah.
Did he cure feline AIDS too?
I don't know. So, dude, yeah. So the judge asked Sebi during the trials to bring him one patient that he had actually cured, and he brings 70.
The whole squad. The whole country of Honduras.
Well, this is in America. This is in New York City. He's doing this.
He brought all of Jamaica Queens with him.
Yeah, right. So he beats it. And then I believe it actually gets appealed and taken to another trial where he beats that as well. He beats it again. So it's pretty remarkable. And Sebi is able to continue his holistic healing. Right up into the 90s, the 2000s, he actually he worked with Michael Jackson to help Michael Jackson with certain issues.
With corralling children?
Yeah. I don't think you could do that holistically. But
he used special crystals and moon rocks to get children to show them his asshole. Their asshole.
Wait a second. Is that how Michael Jackson did it?
I mean,
was that in the documentary? I missed that part.
It might have been. He might have used special holistic oils to put the children in some sort of sexual trance to get them to spread their butt cheeks.
I don't know.
We can neither confirm nor deny these accusations.
We'll have to ask one of these like maids that was hanging out at Neverland Ranch if she had seen any of these crystals.
Dressed up in Mickey and Minnie costumes.
Whatever it was that he was helping,
probably because he had
Michael Jackson.
He thought
it didn't end well. He ended up suing Michael Jackson for not paying him.
Shocker.
He claimed that he had a $380,000 outstanding bill with Sebi that had not been paid. So that whole thing went to court. I think it ended up getting dismissed due to lack of prosecution, whatever that means.
Lack of prostitution.
Yeah. So let's move things forward. So this happens. This guy, he's pretty remarkable.
So he's curing AIDS over here. My man is curing the number one thing that kills people in America next to cancer.
Yeah.
And morbid obesity.
And car accidents.
Yeah.
He holistically cures car accidents.
Holistically. Man, you rub this mineral oil on you, you dumbass ain't gonna get behind the wheel.
Yeah, right. Well, so he does this, and he actually, it wasn't just Michael Jackson. He helped other
celebrities
along the way.
Okay.
Another celebrity that he had helped was Lisa Left Eye Lopez, who mysteriously, after coming out in defense of him and his holistic healing, mysteriously died in a car accident. And then we're going to fast forward to March 2016, where Dr. Sebi was attempting to transfer from a commercial flight to a private plane when he was arrested and taken into custody. They said that they were arresting him for money laundering.
Money laundering?
Jake, while he's in police custody, he dies.
What?
Mysteriously dies. I mean, I believe at the time he was like 86.
I mean, all right, so he's old, but
he's in good health. There's no he has no ongoing ailments. He gets arrested trying to board this plane. He's held in custody and dies.
I mean, I've seen pretty active. I mean, look at William Shatner. He's got to be 110, and he's still out doing these Priceline.com commercials.
Yeah. There's a lot of conspiracy surrounding the mysterious death of the guy who is curing diseases holistically that make big pharmaceutical companies trillions of dollars every year.
Oh, 100%. Because as we all know, the money's not in the cure. The money's in the treatment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They want to keep you on medicine for the rest of your life,
exactly.
so that you have to keep paying them money.
Exactly.
So this isn't the only holistic doctor to die under mysterious circumstances. By the way, Jake, over the last couple years, there have been over 60 holistic doctors who mysteriously have died.
60 over what years? What time span?
Well, in about a year.
60 doctors in a fucking year?
Yeah, so there's a woman named let's see, what's her name? Dr. Elizabeth. I forget her first name. But Dr. Erin Elizabeth, she's the founder of Health Nut News, and she has been putting this together. Now, I believe so this time period, remember, Dr. Sebi died in 2016?
16, and while he was in custody, yeah.
Is when he got it. So Dr. Erin Elizabeth looks into this, right? And she realizes from 2015 until 2016, more than 60 holistic doctors died of mysterious causes.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah, some of the weird ones were, I mean, so the first one that really caught her attention, there was a doctor named Jeffrey Bradstreet. He was a holistic healer, and he was found by a river by a local fisherman with a self-inflicted gunshot wound to his chest. He was very outspoken when it came to the whole vaccine. Listen, I don't know where I stand on the vaccine thing. I think that it's probably for the best to have your children vaccinated.
You mean
But
vaccinated?
What did I say? To have them vaccinated?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get them little children there, they're vaccinated up.
Yeah, I think it's probably best to have your kids vaccinated. But that's beside the point. This guy was outspoken against it, and they find him dead.
I don't think that people should feel so strongly about vaccinations that they're willing to kill someone or to kill themselves.
Unless you're the one that is collecting the money from the vaccines that are being sold to the people that are putting them in their kids. You're going to be upset if somebody comes out and says, hey, you don't need to do that anymore. It's bad for the kids. It's not going to sit well with you. Shortly after that,
I want to know why is that such a hot topic now? Like, why?
I don't know.
Why are kids being vaccinated such a issue with parents now? Like, I mean, I don't know about you, but like when I was a kid, like I never got a flu shot. I would get like my I get like a tetanus shot if needed, or like there's like a TB test, like very minimal shots when I was a kid. Like, I guess like measles or something. But like,
yeah. Well, so the vaccines are. I think that's different. Like, so I don't think I've ever had a flu shot.
I got a flu shot one time. I got more sick, like not like violently ill, but like I got like the flu, and I was fucking down for the count for like a week, and I was like,
you felt fucked up.
So offshoot, real weird side story here. My Aunt Linda, got a flu shot at her job. She worked for like a lawyer in town in Wilmington, and had an allergic reaction to the flu shot. By the time she got home, her throat closed up. She had a heart attack. She went brain dead. And went brain dead.
This is from a flu shot?
From a flu shot. And within 48 hours, she was dead.
Whoa.
I was a senior in high school when that happened. I was walking home from where the after school bus would drop me off from after wrestling practice. And I was walking home and I saw the ambulance lights on, and they're like, this all happened from a flu shot. Put her down.
See, those are the stories you hear where it really takes. See, I haven't researched the vaccine thing. I don't know a lot. I don't get into conspiracies that often. This was brought to my attention by some people I know.
Because there are some serious fucking people out there that think that like, through vaccinations, they're putting some sort of monitoring device in your child, and
yeah, right.
I'm like, relax, dude. Like, you're not gonna get a flu shot. Next thing you know, your daughter's gonna end up wanting to be a boy. You know what I mean? Like, relax.
Yeah, I don't think it's to that level, to that extreme. But this is weird, and this is. Let me see if this sends. I don't know if this is gonna send to you or not.
Sure.
No, it's all fucked up. That picture didn't work. But I do definitely think that there are people out there who don't want doctors speaking out against these medicines and these vaccines because it's big money, man. And I do think that it's enough money that they'd be willing to kill people over it.
I completely agree.
That being said, it's got to be more than just a coincidence that this many people have died mysteriously in such a short amount of time. Here we go. I think if you check in the Skype chat, Jake, I'm going to send you this picture, and we'll put this on the website, obviously. So this is a collage of the doctors who were all killed during this time.
Whoa.
Yeah. So Bradstreet gets killed, right? The guy I was talking about. He gets killed. Shortly after that, within months after that, one of his top assistants and associates, she's found killed. Then we have, it's just people dying in bizarre car accidents, people who are killing themselves by shooting themselves twice in the head, things like that.
How are you gonna double tap yourself?
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. Like, it's very mysterious circumstances. So, it catches the attention of some celebrities who I said had been funding Dr. Sebi and had been being treated by him for different things. And one of the celebrities who had been doing said things, a man who had actually, I believe I read that he had donated upwards of $5 million towards Dr. Sebi's research.
Jesus.
And was actually planning on doing a documentary on him. He was working on a documentary about the trial that we talked about, the crazy trial that for some reason we've never heard of, where he presented 70 people that he had cured of these uncurable diseases. The man I'm talking about, the man who was doing all this, I didn't even know who he was until last week, Jake. It was a man that most people know by the name of Nipsey Hustle.
Yes.
So Nipsey Hustle was one of the biggest supporters of Dr. Sebi. He was, like I said, funding a documentary to be made, exposing all of this,
and
all the crazy shit.
Coincidentally enough, Nipsey got killed in his own community.
Yeah, out front of his store. This was now, I think maybe we're pushing like 2 weeks ago this happened.
Yeah.
And again, I thought that was weird. And I was talking to, like I said, this was brought to my attention by some friends of mine. We were talking about it, and we were thinking, they're not going to catch this guy who did it. It's going to be some JFK shit,
Oh, yeah.
The guy on the hill who...
Yeah, magic bullet type shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, a couple days later, they do catch the guy. They find the guy who murdered Nipsey Hussle. It was a man who, I believe, was known to his friends and family as Shitty.
Named him Shitty because that's how they smelled.
Yeah, and he was just like a dude from around that area, I guess, who had beef with Nipsey Hussle for one reason or another. I don't know why. So it was kind of like, oh, maybe it wasn't this, big conspiracy. And then, come to find out, this guy was in police custody days before the murder. He had been in police custody for like a few days.
So he was in police custody and then somehow was no longer in police custody.
He's in police custody. He gets released. Then
goes and kills Nipsey Hussle.
Apparently for no reason murders this guy who is funding a documentary to expose this case that obviously Big Pharmaceutical does not want exposed.
Absolutely.
Listen, again, I don't normally get into the conspiracy thing. I love I love
This is awesome.
the idea of conspiracies, but it's something to be looked into. And I don't have all the facts. I kind of threw this together just because it happened and I heard about it and I was like, holy fuck. So I'm sure I got some shit wrong. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff I missed. If anybody listening knows more about this case,
yeah, I had
let me know.
idea. Like, all I knew is that obviously through social media, like, obviously, like, he was like a well-respected and well-loved character in like the hip-hop community, and that he did a lot for his community in Crenshaw. I know he like owned like a couple of dispensaries because he believed in that type of like that used as a medicinal purpose, like using marijuana as medicinal reasons. But,
right.
Yeah, I had no idea he was like funding a documentary or, you know, funding any type of research towards AIDS curing and stuff like that. That is fucking awesome that he was doing that, and that's actually a thing that's out there in the world. But like, it's awful that I guess you could throw his name on the list of people that are under conspiracy murders now. Yeah,
it's very odd. He also had some like weird tweets before he was killed.
Very cryptic tweets.
His last tweet, his very last tweet was having strong enemies is a blessing. I believe I was told he also had tweeted just recently, like, if they something along the lines of, y'all, if they kill me for making this documentary, you know what's up. You know, very strange things. Now, the good news is, I guess, Nick Cannon has taken over, and he is now funding this documentary. He's taken over where Nipsey left off to make sure this documentary gets made. So, I mean, Nick Cannon is what he is, but that's good on him for that.
I wouldn't be too mad about it if they took Nick Cannon, too.
Whoa, you can't say that. Just because he's wilding out all the time?
No, just because Nick Cannon's awful. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, Nick Cannon gave us Drumline, because Drumline was tight. But other than that, he sucks.
Are you talking about the Nick Cannon?
The Nick Cannon, on who's like America's Got Talent, who like hangs out in the back.
Oh, he is on that show now. Yeah, didn't he start on All That, or like on Nickelodeon doing something?
You're thinking Keenan and Kel.
No, dude, come on. I know Keenan and Kel. I wouldn't mix them up. I know everything there is to know about Keenan and Kel. I'm working on the documentary of Keenan and Kel's life.
The Good Burger, the real life documentary of Keenan and Kel. The not so good burger.
Also, Good Burger, fucking great movie. Maybe we should do a movie night on Good Burger.
Yeah, that movie does fucking rule.
Good Burger was awesome. I remember going and seeing that in the theater.
I would be mad about going to Armando Burger just to get Armando Burger.
A Whataburger?
Yeah.
You can go to a Whataburger.
So Nick Cannon also was married to Mariah Carey, and props to that, because Mariah Carey is still a dime. But I fucking hate Nick Cannon. But that's fucking wild.
Yeah. So what do you think about like the whole big pharmaceutical thing?
I mean, I'm not surprised. Like, I am surprised that we have never heard of these things because of, you know, there's a lot of conspiracies out. There's so many conspiracies out there about big government, big pharmaceutical, you know, all that stuff. Like, it's kind of hard, like, what to believe, but like the typical person, like the average person walking up the street would just be like, that's not how it goes. Like, that's just not how it is.
I try to stay neutral. I try to have an open mind. So there's a couple podcasts I listen to. I listen to Sam Tripoli's Tinfoil Hat. There's another one called Those Conspiracy Guys, and they're good podcasts. But I don't want to fall into that, just believing everything. So I try to stay neutral on stuff.
That's a serious hole you can dive into.
It's a slippery slope.
Yes, it is a slippery slope.
For sure.
Because then you're just like, then you start talking about 9/11. You're talking about like JFK's assassination. You're talking about like lizard people, which I mean, depending,
which they're real. That's real. I try not to take a hard stance on these things, but lizard people is absolutely real.
Depending on how broad the scope is on conspiracy theories. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there. I think, like I said, I'm not surprised that Big Pharma is behind something that they would try to just kind of like shut something down. That
Oh, absolutely.
and-
I mean, if there's one thing, like out of all the things that you had just mentioned, if there's one thing that I would believe, and it wouldn't take much convincing, it's that absolutely these companies and the government who is being lobbied by these companies, they would absolutely fucking kill you if you found a cure for cancer or you found a cure for fucking AIDS.
Could you
you'd be
imagine,
done.
like, say you're 18 years old and you take a job working for, like, AstraZeneca, and then you put in the time, you promote, you work, and then, like, you get up and you're, like, working for, like, a VP. And you get sent to, like, one of these, I'm assuming they have, like, these, like, Legion of Doom style fucking meetings in, like, a supervillain lair, and they're like, this doctor in fucking the Bronx found a cure for AIDS. We gotta figure out a way to put him down. Like, how, like, if you're a person in good moral, like, standings, like, how do you not just be like, why don't we just let him cure AIDS then? Like, and then they shove they shove money.
Yeah,
down
you're
your
dead.
throat.
If you say,
you're either
right, at
dead
that
or
point,
you're
dead.
bought off.
Hey, Jake, kind of on the same lines of what we're talking about. Do you know that there have been two people that have invented water-powered cars and they were both killed?
You got to be fucking kidding me.
One man named Stanley Meyer invented a water-powered car in 1998. And shortly after announcing he had done it and doing a couple news stories, he ran out of a restaurant screaming, "They've poisoned me, they've poisoned me," and then he died.
What?
So that's weird, right? That's a little weird. Another man
Never heard of that before in my life.
invented a water power car, and just days after it happening, his home was broken into and he was murdered. There are people out there, and this, I mean, call it a conspiracy if you want, but there are definitely people whose lives would be changed in a very negative way if very positive things happened to the human race.
Yeah.
And those people are not going to let that happen. They're not going to let it happen easily.
No, you're right.
They're not going to sit back and let somebody crush their $1 trillion empire. And, you know, some examples of that would be the pharmaceutical industry and, I don't know, fucking like ExxonMobil.
ExxonMobil, yeah.
So, you know, it's something to think about. Like, be careful. If you're out there trying to do good, just remember there's people out there that don't want you to be doing
good. You
good.
gotta fucking toe the line on how much good you want to do, because if
Compared to how much you want to live.
it's you gotta kind of, sadly enough, you kind of have to stay in your lane to some extent, because if you don't, motherfucker's gonna come over here and snatch you up. You can't be a habitual line stepper.
No. And well, here's the deal. If you invent a water-powered car, good on you. You're going to save a shitload of money in gas.
Yeah,
but
make
keep
one.
it to yourself.
Just make one. Make sure you can get it registered. Other than that, fuck it.
Yeah. Make one, you know, every couple weeks, pull into a gas station and pretend like you're putting something in it so that nobody gets suspicious.
Yep.
And then, you know, deer park your ass out of there.
I'm gonna pull.
Aquafina your ass home.
I'm gonna pull and spring my ass on out of town.
Yeah. So there you go. There's. I think, is that our first conspiracy episode?
That
I mean,
might-
we touched on conspiracies, but
I mean, we toy around with them, but I feel like that might be, considering it's topical, considering Nipsey Hussle's death. I feel like that might be the first actual episode we've done on conspiracy theory.
I think so. And you know, it's interesting. Like I said, I
like it.
I thought it was something that needed to be talked about. It was brought to my attention recently, and I thought you would be interested in it.
I do. I am, and I think that was a great topic.
Thank you, man. Thanks. You don't have to convince me. You have to convince all of them.
That's right.
Jake, we're on Instagram.
We are on Instagram, Paul. I am Jake Lotz. Paul is Walrus Kong.
Paulrus Kong.
Paulrus Kong? Walrus Kong. Some sort of weird, gelatinous ape walrus hybrid with Paul.
You'll find me.
You'll find
me.
We're on us as a tag team. We are on Instagram at the Depthscast. We have a Gmail. Depths Podcast.
The Depths Podcast. Oh,
Depths Podcast at gmail.com.
I'm stepping on your toes here.
No, you're fine. You can step. We're on the Apple Podcast app. We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube. If you have an Android device like Paul does because he's a POS,
I knew we were going to get to that.
We can use the Apple. You can use the Podcast Addict app. Just make sure you check the Apple Podcast box.
And I'll tell you this: even if you're on Apple, you might want to use the or the Podcast Addict app because it's better than Apple's podcast app.
We'll see about that. I'll see about.
Jake doesn't want to hear it. He's set in his ways.
I'm 33 and I might as well be 80. I'm very set in my ways.
But we're out there. You can find us if you want to find us. We're on YouTube,
we have a website,
Spotify.
We have shit. We have all stuff everywhere. We would like it very much greatly if you would like and subscribe, rate, review, do something cool, or we may or may not have someone come murder you in your sleep. I'm not really saying that it's because it's true. I'm just saying it's a conspiracy.
Yeah. You know, we hint at that a lot. Maybe a little more than we should.
Maybe more than yeah.
If you have a friend that you think would like to...
Once this episode is released, we will probably be murdered in our sleep.
Yeah, really. This is going to be... We're going to get red flagged for this one. Again, hey, this is all bullshit. We don't know what we're talking about. And if you're the government, we love you, and we love paying for medicine, and...
we love paying taxes.
I buy a lot of gas, so be careful. If you know any friends that you think would like our uninformed bullshit nonsense podcast, then do us a favor and tell them. That's one of the best ways the podcast will grow. And we have some other things in the works, so keep an eye out for that. We'll definitely let you know what that is. I think that's it.
All right, man. Well, until next time, if you do something cool, don't tell the government about it.
Yeah, keep that shit on the DL.
Bye.
Okay, so Jake, this new news has come out since we recorded the Nipsey Hustle thing. We'll keep up with this as shit happens because who knows what's going to happen next. But remember, we talked about Eric Holder, the guy that killed Nipsey Hustle, and how it was very suspicious that he was under police custody a couple days before, and then this whole thing happened seemingly out of nowhere for no reason. So Eric Holder, now in prison, has publicly stated that he was paid by a corporation to kill Nipsey Hustle. He was
fucking
promised
shocker.
He was promised $95,000 and that he would be put into some sort of witness protection program and offered his release. Obviously, this didn't happen. He's behind bars. He didn't get his $95,000. You'd probably want to get some of that up front, right?
Yeah, I feel like they should have done like a 50 now, 50 later type of thing.
Yeah, that's what I would have done if I was in that situation. But I thought it was interesting. I wanted to kind of add this on at the end of the episode and let you know that the guy has come out publicly stating that he was paid off and that this whole thing was the doings of some corporation. And I guess we'll see if he makes it to his trial alive, because if he is going to testify and say this stuff, I don't think that's going to bode well for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that guy will probably get a murder deposit, unlike this guy did.
Yeah, we're going to have, what was the name of the guy that shot Oswalt on the way to the fucking trial or whatever?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I don't know his name, though.
I don't either.
Anyhow.
Again, a very informed podcast. But, yeah, I just want to throw that in here. So there's a little bonus, 2 minutes.
Little niblet. There you go.
Yeah. All right. We'll keep you guys posted on any updates on any of the things we cover. But this seems to be the most topical and the most in demand right now is the Nipsey Hustle story. All right. That's it. Bye, Jake.
See ya.